am a IT professional in the corporate world, and I'm one of those people. I feel like I've been pretty successful in a lot of areas in my life, but the one area that I've been challenged with, especially as I grow older, it was my weight. So, Jillian, I, found you on LinkedIn, I think first, and then Facebook, and you and I were, think I kind of stalked you, and I was a lurker for quite a while. But just, going through COVID and, living in the corporate world and all the stress that comes with that and pursuing things on the side. And I just finally reached a point where people like me, we want to think we can do it all ourselves. And we think, well, because we've been so successful everywhere else. And I do know a lot of things about a lot of things, but I really needed some support and accountability. Finally reached out and said, "Hey, let's see if we're a good if we're a good fit. Can you help me?" All I can say is I wish I had reached out sooner. I wish I hadn't waited months before I got the courage to say, "Hey, because now here we are 12 weeks later, and what am I at? 35 pounds lost, and energy is amazing. Confidence is up. My mental clarity is like so much better, and that's where we're at right now, and I'm feeling awesome. I'm feeling really good.
What was the your thoughts or perceptions about doing something like this?
And I think a lot of women, are challenged with this. It's a sense of self failure. Like if I have to reach out for help, does that mean that I'm failing myself? Does that mean that I and how and then there's the internal dilemma of how can this be? How can I not do this? How can I not figure this out when I'm in a successful career and I have, a great life and I've just published a book and all, doing all of these things on the side, but there's this sense but if I look back at all of those things, I realize I didn't do those things solo either. So, I think we kind of kid ourselves, especially the older we get, we feel like we have to fight, I think as women to especially so hard for everything that we accomplish. And I just think in my head it was like, oh, Beth, you should be able to do this. You know so much. You read all these books, and you've trained with a professional trainer before, and you just know what you have to do. But and I did know a lot, but I didn't know everything, and knew less than I thought I did, and I just needed that support. I mean, especially coming off of COVID, and so I think that was really what prevented me, was just this sense, the inner critic that said, "Oh, Beth, you should be able to figure this out yourself. You're smart." And I am, and I am a badass, but but I just was truly, at a point where I had to do something different, because I've been doing the myself thing, and it's been successful to only a certain extent, and much harder the older that I get. So I had to finally tell my inner critic to shut the heck up. I probably used a stronger word than that. And so it was really just, letting go of that inner sense of, if I reach out and ask for help, that it's a failure. And I think so many women, not just with their health, but with many things, feel this, like it's just, they're reluctant to reach out, and but I'm glad I did.
What was the kind of overriding feeling of what you thought was going to be happening in the program, or how did it go for you?
Yeah, I think when I first signed up, and this is one of the reasons why I wasn't able to figure this out myself, is because it seems overwhelming. If you think to yourself, um, oh, Beth, you've got X amount of weight, or whomever, you have X amount of weight to lose, or, this is your dress size and you want to get to this. And it just seems so far away and so daunting. And what do I have to do it? How much am I going to have to work out? And what do I even do? So it seemed very overwhelming. And in fact, it was quite the opposite, because um, your program is so perfectly geared to, I call it baby steps, although we've made, great steps, some months. So I hate to even say baby steps, but it's just these incremental steps, um, where it doesn't feel like it's overwhelming. If you had told me at the beginning, Beth, you're going to be walking, even jogging, um, partly for an hour, and you're going to also be working out 3 times a week with weights and CrossFit type of high intensity workouts, I would have just said, I can't do that. I mean, that's, or I probably would have curled up and with my thumb in my mouth, rocking back and forth because it just seems so daunting. But that's not how it's an evolution. Um, so it was very incremental, but yet every week, every couple weeks, we challenge. And the best part of it is, it's not, you bring in your expertise and your background and all of the knowledge that you have, but you also make me a part of those decisions. So, we talk about what do I think. So it's not just I'm the drill sergeant and this is what you must do and here's your plan and do it. It's a conversation about what do you think you need to do and what are some things that you think you can do to fix or better or improve whatever challenge you're having this week. So it became my decision, and you have and continue to offer. Even just this morning, we were talking about our new goals for the next phase, and I had a goal, and you gave me some input on that, and we talked through that and we revised that. So, but it's not just you know this is what you're going to do, and it's a support, it's a two-way thing, and that's really the best part of it, and the fact that you don't just support and coach with nutrition um, and fitness. You also bring in a lot of the mental and the emotional stuff too, which is so important because that's really what the core of it is. As to why a lot of people like myself struggle with weight and fitness, because it is emotional, it's stress, and all of those things are factors, and you can't ignore them. And I love that you don't ignore them. So yeah, it was daunting at first, just thinking about it, but the actual program, and I'm not going to kid anybody. You have to put work into it, but it's not overwhelming at all. It's kind of empowering, actually.
How do you feel now after finishing that, and how is that going to bring you then into the next phase? What sort of feelings is going to carry you forward?
Oh wow! I mean, it feels great. I mean, I feel great. I feel mentally great, energy great, and that was really for me the big thing. And I feel physically great. And going into it, I just feel like I told you this morning when we looked at my goal from where I'm right now to where I want to be, and I said that that's totally doable. It doesn't feel like oh my god, it's so far out there, and that's just I'm never going to make it. It's just I feel like so confident about it. Maybe overconfident, um, but yeah, I mean, I have this sense of like, yeah, I'm going to do it. It's not even going to be a problem. Yeah, whatever. It's bring it on, bring it on. And I think that's the best thing, right? It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, I love, I told you this, Jillian, that when I started this, part of the push for me was that I wanted to be a better role model for my family. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and some of them do struggle with weight, and I don't want to be just the aunt who's just sits around eating all the time. And part of that is the physical, right? The physical, being able to not be afraid of going on hikes when we go on hikes, or being able to get in the pool and swim for hours with everybody. But the mental and the energy part of it, the confidence part of it is really, that's what I feel like is just this constant that I'm pulling in. And right now I just feel that confidence is huge, and like nothing is daunting to me about this next phase. It's like, okay, yeah, got it. You're telling me, we're gonna start, and then and eventually, we'll continue and can to challenge, and like, okay, do it, let's do it.
What would you say, just to close up then, any other lurkers around that maybe have been keeping an eye on what I've been doing, and what would you say to them?
Go to wherever you're following Jillian and message her and just set up a call. Just I'm serious, and I know that it's so true. I am not even joking. I thought, why did I not do this sooner? So set up a call, have a conversation, and see if you're a good fit. But just know that you won't regret it. You will absolutely be able to conquer this. You are a badass, and Jillian can help you realize your inner badass. So definitely do it.
Might be the new name for the program, the inner
Realize you're
badass.
real.
Cool. Beth, thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you,
Uh,
Jillian, for
uh,
everything.